I really don't know what else I could say about this guy other than he is like, incredible. There are guys that, have chops and play just amazing drum fills, but this guy is going to toss around drumsticks like you're going to think you're at the circus. I mean, this guy is incredible. Stickmaster. So my good buddy from, is it Phoenix or Scottsdale? Where are we from? Tucson. All right, somewhere in Arizona. He's such a good buddy. I know exactly where he's at.
And on the drums, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Chip Ritter.
It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Donkey, ChipRitter.com's in the zone. See, I got my giddy up beat and I'm making a move. I put the ball in it, the ball in my video. Thanks so much for coming out, and thanks for letting me be here. My name is Chip Ritter. I'm from Tucson, Arizona. I'd like to talk about some stick tricks that you can do on the drums while you play. Hopefully we'll have some fun. I'll cover 2 or 3 of them, and then we'll pause for some questions. So if you have any questions, be thinking about them. The first trick I'd like to talk about is called raising your hand on the and. When I first got into stick tricks, it was because I was watching some of these rock drummers that seemed real animated with their sticks up in the air. And one of my favorite drummers at that time, I saw Striper play. You remember Striper? Well, this drummer, Robert Sweet, had his long blonde hair and his drum set to the side, and the band was just kicking, and he was like, his sticks didn't leave his hand, but he was really animated, you know what I mean, and it worked really well. I remember Robert Sweet doing something like this. I have, which by the way, that's another reason I'm here, is to help promote the Mel Bay release of my Stick Tricks video that you can purchase up at the counter or at the trick booth later after the clinic. Is the first thing to remember when doing the tricks was how to place them, or where do I put them in a beat to keep the thing going. The first thing I mentioned too is if you're a new drummer, it sometimes puts you off balance when you raise your hand up. Also because you're sitting, you know. So it may seem really easy just to kind of keep this going. So that's the first thing I do, and it's about placement of the trick too that we can use once we learn other more complicated tricks. So if I say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, I would try to raise my hand on the and after 4 to place the trick in time on 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It can throw you off balance, but that's the first thing I learned that I had to kind of get good at. So leading with the left hand also helps, and you can do that easily by going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So I have with my left hand. So If I can do that with eighth notes, then I can play eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 1. Put the stick up and raise it and place it. I can use that placement for the next trick I'd like to talk about, which is a great, Greg Potter does this trick excellently, the fakie spin. I know lots of y'all know about this, but in case some of you younger drummers haven't, what I was explained to me to do this trick would be to put first finger and second finger, hold it with a straight palm, and first just try to get the stick to wobble in a controlled manner. That's the step one that my drum instructor taught me. And then he said as I got faster, the next move would try to be apply more pressure to one finger than the other to get the stick to pivot. So it's not actually spinning, younger drummers, it's not actually spinning, but it kind of looks cool if you hold it up and you get it going. And yeah, lots of you guys got that going. My instructor also told me a good way to learn this trick or get good at it is when you're not allowed to play drums and you have to, you're on the couch and it's too late to play drums, you can sit there and get good at it. I'd also noticed the flatter I keep my palm, the better the spin looks. I'm still working on the execution. And working with my left hand allows me to place this trick with the left hand too. Fakie spin. That's a fun trick. That's a good one. Both of those tricks can be used to great effect to beginning drummers because the stick doesn't leave the hand. It's like a not as high a jeopardy trick as far as timekeeping. And the other trick, the next trick I'd like to talk about is called a backflip. And I don't have much room here, but I would recommend going outside in the grass where you're not going to break anything and don't hit anybody. The first thing to do when I learned or teach this, explained in the DVD, is to try to get the stick to go in front of my body first. I just want it up and around. It's really hard because first when you try to do it while you're sitting on the kit, most of the time the sticks just go shooting that way. Once you can get the stick to go in front of you, just a big nice lob, try to get it in front and be very careful because you can hurt your shoulder. I then try to slow down the energy or momentum which I start with so that I can ease off on the throw and get it to get around here where I have more chance of catching it. So I just swing my arm around and try to get the stick to come up. So thanks again for having me out, and have a great show.